I go by Damn Homie, and this is the Damn Homie Show. Today we have a very special guest. This is part three. Keep it a band. How you doing? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
Okay.
So recently, I did an interview with HK and a few youngsters. What do you feel about that?
Okay. So I feel, um, they got the right idea, but they kind of go about it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not to throw shade on anybody because I promote change all the way around. You know what I'm saying? That's the good thing that there's positive there. But when you're dealing with youngsters and you're mentoring them, you have to, be careful on how you're leading them. You know what I'm saying? Because in the interview, I heard a lot of excuses, for when the walk that they're walking, you know, now to a youth offender program, and you're coming down to a youth offender program, and you're actually have that opportunity, then you need to take advantage of that opportunity, no matter what. Don't come down there and get on drugs and be getting in fights because you do know that until all of this is ironed out. So this 50-50 stuff, and it's going to take a little while because all the prisons, it's a transition, and all the prisons are not yet complete until people are able to get out to the streets because it's not going to be just set in stone just that fast. It doesn't work like that. Anytime, if you've been in prison, you've been in prison for years, you've been from the old school to the new school, you know things take time. And the thing about it is, you know, I see what he's trying to do, and that's good. You know what I mean? But you got to be careful because you can't make excuses for why they're messing up. You know what I'm saying? Like they were, you said like someone were trying to go, you know, they were they have an option. Let me put it like that. To you, it's not that you don't have an option to go to YOP. You can go there and get off that. If you don't have and that's the first place you're going to Easy Street, you need to go to the where it's rough at until it gets it out your system, till you're ready to change. You don't go over there and then start getting on drugs. You don't go in there and start fighting. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna out. And yes, everybody that's on those 4 yards are gonna look at that and say, why don't you just come over here first? You know what I'm saying? So it has to be already in you to want to change. Change isn't easy, it's uncomfortable. It's something that we have to embrace when we're ready. If you're not ready, then it has to be the youth have to be ready. Let me just tell you this. Um, Father came in at 19 and 20 and had the opportunity to go to Disneyland and get my life together to get out early, and I knew that that was a possibility of me seeing the light instead of coming in. There was no light at the end of the tunnel, and I had to work hard to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I think I jumped on the doing getting right early. You know what I'm saying? Those are choices, and whenever we make choices, we gotta suffer the consequences that come with those. Because right now, this system ain't fully developed yet. You know what I mean? And you guys land on the EOP yard and say you're going home. That's a step to get stable. That's a step to get it out your system because you're away from where everything is more controlled in politics. But if you're there and you think that that's going to be your key to getting out, first off, you're on a level four. It's very hard to go home from level four. You have to drop your level. Number two, if you're going through board, you for sure have to go through the psychological process. You know what I'm saying? The psych evaluation. And if you go to board with a psych eval from EOP, you're automatically going to be deemed high risk because you're high risk in your mental stability. So that's not the case. You guys need to get it out your system. Go find a comfortable 50-50 yard that you're comfortable with to go to and start working on change. And that's I actually commend you for because you're taking a positive direction, but there's things that need to be adjusted in this because I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, it's very delicate. It's one thing like being with my big homie. One, he taught me this and he told me this, and he never ever told me to do nothing wrong, and that's why I love him. Rest in peace. He always told me like, hey, bro, one thing about you, I gotta be careful on what I tell you because you can take this shit and go, it'll blow out of proportion with your ass. Like you'll just go crazy with it. And so when it comes to um the younger, the youth, they're the weak. So you have to be the right kind of shepherd. You know what I'm saying? To be able to guide them. They're the sheep and you're the shepherd. So you have to be able to guide them the right way, and you can't give them like, okay, well we're young, we can get in trouble, and it's so like making excuses for that. No, you need to man up at this point. You committed a grown man crime. Yes, that's your excuse. That's your loophole to get out of jail. But you need to be like a younger mother that has a baby too young. You know what I'm saying? That has to learn how to be a mother at 13, 14, with 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? That has to learn how to mature up because the situation is dangerous. And that's the question. That's the message in that needs to be delivered. Like, hey, you guys are young. I get that. But at this point, this is what we need to do as a whole. We need to get to where home is promising. That over there is cool. It's a trick for the system. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the ones that really need to be there. You got ones that are whatever agenda, trying to get their case overturned, beat a case, whatever may have you. Then you got the people that take easy street and hide out, right? You know, those you got those three categories. You know what I'm saying? But no matter what category you fall in, doesn't mean there isn't no room for change or wherever you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're really serious about rehabilitation and that it's not an easy road. It's like really honestly, if you wouldn't be on the phone. Nigga, you gotta be on dedicated. You gotta be out the way. I went disciplined. Me personally, I don't. I'm different. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just giving you an example. I went like 3 years without a phone. Boom, by choice because I wanted to do that. Because I wanted to do all the programs. I didn't want to get caught up. You know what I'm saying? I had went to my consult. They told me I can go home. So I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I stepped away from it. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna dabble in drugs. You're not gonna do none of that. You're gonna fix those things because that's self-discipline. You know what I mean? You gotta prove these people wrong that are saying, hey, they just going over there for this reason and making excuses. No, you gotta be true about going home. And that's real. Like it's like the grind and everything that I told myself I'm gonna do, I accomplished it and more. You know what I mean? Things that I thought I wasn't gonna do, I did. You know what I'm saying? And it looked like an uphill battle, but it was a breeze walk when you in grind mode. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna be an example, like getting that grind mode and show those that this is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? This is what getting your shit together look like. You know what I mean? Because if not, it's misleading. It's better left to leave the message unsaid if it's not gonna be delivered the way. You know what I'm saying? You can't something like this has to be organized and disciplined in the right way. You know what I mean? So with that, when I touched on when I seen that and I was just looking, you had a good thing. I get where you coming from. And I'm not trying to throw shade to you in any kind of way because after all, you're trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? You trying to make something of it. But just be careful how you're doing it and be careful of the message you put across to them because honestly, me personally, if they still getting in trouble and fucking it off, like they need to go up and then come down to learn that's not what they want and see that that's not what they want. so they can make their mind up to do the right thing. Now, that's because they didn't make it up in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So that's my message to you. You know what I'm saying? More power to. Hopefully, everything that I said do resonate with you, and you know, um, 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 good luck on your journey and change. You know what I'm saying? But I would say get off that EOP because that's not a good place to go home from. I'm gonna keep it 100. You're gonna have to drop a level. You're gonna have to go 50-50. You're gonna have to go to the that they have. You know what I'm saying? And get some structure up under that. People that's going to teach you how to go to the board. People going to teach you how to articulate. People going to teach you your insight. Have you write your story, your life story. Connect the dots. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than just going and having free time. You know what I'm saying? And being able to go to whatever groups to get whatever. Nah, you got to go do the work, man. It's there's no shortcuts. How that's the best way I could put it. There's no shortcuts in this shit. If you're really trying to go home, then that's what you got to teach them. So that's my message to you on that.
Also, recently, shout out to Whack 100. He did a live with H3. I said HK in the first one. And they were speaking on the conversation too of the 50-50s. What are your thoughts on that live?
Okay, so that's another message that is being put out the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? After doing a lot of time being up in them shoes and Pelican Bays, you know what I mean, and knowing the what the word made means in prison. Made means in prison that you joined an organization in prison. So to put a label on something, now I get it. You guys are trying to make change, and damn, homie, doing a good job at putting this on the table and getting everybody's side of the story out. But the change is gonna come from experience, from people getting out and being able to speak on how it is and how they got out, and being somebody from their hood stepping out there to be able to do that. Up top, they might not never change. The system has to run its course to get where all those ones that are not programming are isolated. You know what I'm saying? And then they get tired of it and want to come and finally come, and then it might start towards change. But the message, I get it. What we're all trying to do is see, hey, there's no harm in wanting to go home. There's no harm with a person that's down here that got 16 months. Because Wack brought up a very good point, and I respect that what he said. He was like, man, this dude. If a dude got fucking 16 months, got 5 months to the house, and he gotta go catch fucking a year worth of fucking write-ups just to get to a phone. What sense do that make? It doesn't. So that right there was really, you know, like common sense. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you put that on? Not only you're not gonna instantly just go to a 4 yard because you get in one fight. You have to keep racking up your points until you get to that level. Everywhere you go until you get to a level that to a prison that they say that is good, right? So when it comes to that, like that it don't make sense. And like we say, common sense ain't that common. It's something about that I get it. Like with someone that has a short time, like why would you even? How could they be bad? So definitely the rules have to change because they're not making sense. But let's just go into. I'll get into it, touch into it later when we talk about something else. But I just like when it comes to that, like you can't expect this to happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? And it's not gonna happen by putting an organization like that together because when you talking about putting made men together, right? Now just think about that. The thing about that is whoever says they're made, say some of them dudes ain't even ready to change and they doing their thing on the side and all this shit, got shit cracking. Soon as one of them get caught up in something and put names in the hat, a part of the association or whatever, or somebody that's hating from the outside, like, oh, that's the made men and this, that, you never know, and they drop 1030s on you, which is confidential. When a nigga snitch and shit, like I laundry list of motherfuckers that they told on me. And you're gonna see that before you go to board. You're gonna see that because they're gonna bring it to you. You like damn, all these people then when I didn't even know it happened. You never know why they come. They just come hit your cell out the blue. You don't even know somebody dropped a 1030 on you. You know what I'm saying? So that is like I get your idea, but you're going about it the wrong way. I'm gonna keep it real. When somebody doing time, because the first off, it's like this. When you're saying gang members and you're not saying ex gang members, let's just say that. You're saying that I'm connecting an organization with gang members because we don't want to. We trying to get acceptance from the guys that are bad. This is the thing. When you're changing and you're doing all the like doing all the steps to get to the right direction, right? When it comes to these people and they get wind of something like that, they gonna be like, why are you interested in what these people care about? You know what I'm saying? Why do you even care? You supposed to be changing. Like, why are you trying to get accepted back with them? They're the fuck ups. So it's see it's fairly new, but as organizations get developed, you're gonna have people that don't want to change. They saying they changing and they doing what they doing because of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's a part that's scary. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime you mention made in prison, that's some type of structure. So that's like, you don't want that attack, that kind of stuff, and you're trying to get out. You want to stay far away from anything like that. So the movement is cool, like as far as hey, programmers versus non-programmers. I would say, you guys grown men, y'all gonna do what y'all want to do. I don't have nothing to worry about, far as that. I'm a free man, so I would say it really don't make me or break. I just hope that you guys take heed to what I'm telling you. That is really a scary thing because if you guys are pushing to come home and you're forming that, and then when people do get come home and it's like, oh, all these hoods connected, like, that don't sound good, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you from the standpoint of the thing. I get it and I understand, but it's gonna take time for this. You know what I mean? That type of thing is gonna happen when all the prisons flip. You know what I'm saying? And niggas is just stuck in a corner. That's gonna take when time niggas get out and be able to speak and tell their experience and be accepted back where they come from if they're allowed to be back where they come from. You know what I'm saying? And they're able to say, hey, nah, hey, if the homie go through that, he good to come back. You know what I mean? It's gonna take a little time. Um, it's those guys are so tunnel vision in how they thinking because they feel like they tough and they not even in a tough era. Probably never did a shoe. You know what I'm saying? You know that they're in this new age prison system where I understand like, hey, times have changed, prison has changed, and so should the rules. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that right there is kind of scary. So I say that change is not easy in this situation, and I get that you're what y'all trying to do, and I respect what you're trying to do. Just be careful on how y'all trying to do it. The messages are very important. Like, cause you put the wrong message out there, and yes, you're gonna have motherfuckers on the outside that's hating that they, say just let's just hypothetically speak something happen like this. One of the guys come that's not a made man, and he get rushed off the yard because he ain't with that program, right? And so he in the cages, and he like, man, I got rushed by the made man. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? See where I'm going with this? Then look what happens behind that. You know what I mean? The made man get a bad look. You know what I'm saying? And then he gonna tell everything he know about the made man because if he already been told that, he gonna tell everything else. You know what I'm saying? How does that support coming home like in that matter? Because you when you're on the road to change, you gotta separate yourself from all that shit. Fuck the homies, fuck all that. This is what I'm doing. I'm on this. The best thing I can say is say programming and non-programming. We with the program. That would be a better thing than putting that because in terminologies that would be on the line with what CDC are. Hey, programming, not pro. Hey, we programming. The same thing like YA. You have the non-programmers and the programmers. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really nothing bad with be called to be called a programmer. You know what I'm saying? You just doing the right thing. Like don't make try to make something good be bad. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody had their own personal reasons why they taking a certain journey, and some of them might not be ready for change, and you guys may not be able to control how it spirals out of control, and it prevent a lot of brothers from going home. They running around claiming this, and then you know what I'm saying. So the best approach with that is, hey, program, non-program. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it because you gotta think about what's the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is home. And anytime somebody speaks on anything that has to do with made in prison, like I said, it's not a good look, bro. It's not something that you want other the authorities to find out that motherfuckers is pushing this and prison to prison as an organization, and you're a part of it and you're trying to go home. That's just not a good look, and that's about the best I could say on that. As far as the interview was pretty good. I like points that he did point out. I like a lot of points that whichever H3 pointed out. He had some good shit. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, um, when you get on this platform and you speaking, just know what you're saying. You know, I get it. This is something that a lot of people are listening to, and a lot of people gonna have opinion on. So if you're staying along the lines of the four squares of what you know, it's okay to say, "Hey, I don't know about this," or "I was before my time," or this that. Find the growth in you. That's a mature from a mature standpoint. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to y'all, both of y'all, and commend y'all on that. But if I was y'all, you know what I'm saying, I would try to approach that a different way. And I'm just speaking from experience, really being at the top, and that's about as much as I can say to that.
So also shout out to Eddie Boy. He did a two lives, two segments on the 50-50 topic also. What are your thoughts on what he said?
Okay, so shout out to Eddie Boy, much respect. You know what I'm saying? Well, when Eddie Boy did that, what you call it, it was a conflicting. He had like a conflicting message because the first time I seen one of his segments, it was in support of people going home. Fuck with your homies, talking about they not your homies if they are saying yada yada yada. Then the next one is like kind of like, oh well, if you done this, done that, trying to. One thing about that, you are a public voice, so you gotta be careful on how you what you put out there, big homie. You know what I'm saying? That it's not a straddle the fence time. Is actually know what this is about time. You know what I'm saying? And so let me give you this for example. It's like the dope dealer and the working man, and they both gangbangers, right? So if you have the dope dealer that makes every excuse in the world while he's selling dope to your mom, your aunties, and pregnant women and shit just to get his money. Then you have the person that's still gangbang that go to work, but he's working for his dollar. You see what I'm saying? So a motherfucker thinking civilized and uncivilized, right? So you got this person walking this way. He's still bang, but he walking this way. You know what I'm saying? He don't care about none of that. He's still with the shit. You can't take nothing from him. But at the end of the day, his belief system not warped. You follow me? So then you got the other person basically that makes every excuse why he can't get a job, why he want to continue to sell dope. You know what I'm saying? Why he's harming everybody around him. You know what I mean? That's really what it boils down to. You know what I mean? In this situation, you would say the non-programmers and the programmers, right? The programmers is supposed to be working towards getting home to their family. They putting in the work. You got the non-programmers that's making an excuse for why they don't want to program to get their life together to get up out. You know what I'm saying? Get up out of jail. So when it comes to that, you just in those messages, and that you gave, I just listened and I was like, okay, I gotta say something on this, and just either you gonna support right or you support wrong. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, right and wrong, you gotta know the right from wrong. How can everything that's been being said about going to a 50-50 yard to make yourself get home to your family, or having to come in with a short amount of time and have to get up there to keep your name good. How is that cool? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is too early to really set forth set forth everything because it's fully transition. You know what I'm saying? But the reality is this, you know, you gotta be careful on the messages that you put out there. You wanna promote the right thing, you know what I'm saying? Especially for any kids that are coming through the system and shit. And like if you had a nephew, you had a son or something, you would want them to get home as soon as possible, correct? And if they did bang, you know, you would want them to wake up to smell the coffee. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying, and handle your business. Come on, okay, you not no buster, you not no snitch, but you need to do this to do the right way to get home. You know what I'm saying? So, it's that's basically all I gotta say to him. It really wasn't too much, other than you know, just be decisive in the situation because you have a lot of people counting on you to make up their mind. You know what I'm saying? Some people too weak to make up their own mind to get to do it on their own, so they need support. Like maybe a solid man can make his choice on his own. Like, hey, bro, I don't need nobody to tell me how what. If I know it's right and I ain't doing wrong, I'm doing it. I don't need to look back and ask, are you coming with me or what if I could do it or not? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot that are stuck in that mentality of, hey, if the homie ain't going, I ain't going, or if the homie say this, I ain't there. You know what I mean? And that right there is very conflicting to be able to get our brothers that really need help to get over. So we need more voices to come in a positive direction and promote the positivity versus what this dude did. You shouldn't even be worried about what the next nigga did if you worry about getting home. Like you ain't like, huh? Like that's like going to work or going to like, oh, let's just say go to the halfway house. You in the halfway house right now with everybody, right? So you worried about what the next nigga did next to you? You shouldn't even be worried about that. Nigga, your worry is to get up out that halfway house. You know what I'm saying? And if not, you gonna violate. So it's the same thing in society. We gotta, you know, put our mentality towards getting our people civilized. And that's all I gotta say on that.
So recently, Keem, the guy that looks miserable all the fucking time, the one that looks like he hasn't washed his face in 3 years, decided to call me a predator. I don't think he knows what the word predator means, but let's listen to this first.
All right. First off, fuck
Wait.
him. Like,
Yeah, she was cool. Who was that? Let's talk. That was Damn Homie was the girl that marked out, not marked out sharp, but they had something going on. They I don't. Oh, they had that. Yeah, you know what I mean. Damn Homie though. Oh yeah. Yeah, shout out Damn Homie. Yeah, shout out that. Okay, okay. I ate sushi off her feet. That's she a predator to me. Yeah. So you're a predator? Why? Break it down. What's your? I just watch how she be getting all the jail calls and shit. She just saying something. Then they could just like she just saying like she ain't really got no. She's soulless. Ooh, define that though. Yeah, yeah, cook, y'all. Ooh, let's cook, y'all. Ooh, define. What's her nationality? Ooh. If I'm not mistaken, I think she's some sort of Russian or like some sort of European. I don't see no Russian calls or nobody from in the Russian prison, no jail like that. All she do is just do with the black man in prison and get the content. Like she don't do. So to me, she seems a little more like her shit is just culture, folks. Get it off. I can't say culture folks because it's not just black people in there. You know what I'm saying? In there, but I feel like it's most of her content. She don't I don't know who the fuck that homie is. I just know her. I don't even know the interviews, but I see the interviews she keep dropping now. I don't see no Russian people. You could tell me she was whatever. I don't see the people at all. I only see. But then she just likes black people. Wait, hold on. So wait, hold on. She's really not Russian. So you say that to say they said she is. They said she Italian. Oh, she Italian. It's me, Mario. Mario. What I just call her? Jump Russian. From the jump, though, I said something. Whatever I thought she was from the jump is what it is. A predator. Oh, predator. Predator. Yeah. Well, when I think of predator, I think of somebody again that minor. So, like, what do you mean predator? Because I think we got a different definition of what predator. Well, minors is minority, right? So what? Minors? Yeah. Minority? Yeah. When I think predator, I think like minors and shit, like under 18. What are you talking about? Hell no.
This loser is so uneducated, doesn't even know what he's talking about, never even watched an interview, but he just judges me because a man like that knows he could never get near me. So you're gonna talk shit about me. But the crazy thing is he's sitting next to the biggest, what did he call me? Culture vulture of it all. Comparators, when I first met him, the first thing he said to me is, "Oh, you hang around a lot of black people." But that's all he does is try to use black people for views, or he tries to get on any black person's podcast. So who's really the culture vulture? Comparator is racist piece of shit. So you're sitting next to a culture vulture. But he didn't even say I was a culture. He said that I was a predator because minors, same thing as minority. Like, bro, go read a book. You sound so fucking uneducated. Go take a shower. You look like you stink. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, first off, fuck that nigga, right? I mean, niggas that sit up and gossip like that, I get it, that's the podcast culture, but you sound dumb as fuck. Like getting up there talking like you living in the early 1900s, the white air only era. Like, there, like, when you're doing business, there's no color lines. You know what I'm saying? You're not finna fucking seclude yourself to one specific like race. You're doing your thing. You've been all over, done a lot of things. Just so happen this topic is drawing a lot of people from jail and a lot of blacks from jail. So this is the wave you're riding. So it's business. It's a journalist journey. So you're doing a movement, and it's like this. Okay, this nigga wanna sound smart, but really sounds stupid because you need to go take an English class and fucking learn what a predator is. Then after you do that, can you still, you have to have your basic education first, then take a business class and learn what the fuck business is. Like, you're not gonna fucking sell burgers just to where, like, to a certain race, right? So like, if say if you sold tacos, right? Let's just give it this way, and all Mexicans came to your taco stand, right? So they're gonna say you're a culture vulture there, or you just attacking the Latino race. Make it make sense. Let's flip it. Fried chicken. You got fucking KFC recipe in your back pocket, right? And you're selling chicken to all the black. Oh, because you found. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay, my shit kind of went out. All right. So look, let's like this, right? Do anybody question why Kim Kardashian did justice reform? She got a lot of black people out of jail. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like, she only date black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about that shit. Eminem, he hang out with all blacks, and he captured a black audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't think, this is the times we live in. So if you're gonna speak on a podcast, at least go find out about the person and see why she passionate about doing this. Is because she feels that people are being done wrong. But at the same time, she's giving both sides a chance to speak, to give your side of the story, so we can get down to the bottom of it. That's the whole key. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is interview both sides and interview the people. You know what I'm saying? So Flintstone mentality. He just sitting on a fucking podcast gossiping like a broad and shit. You know what I'm saying? And have no clue about
This
you
is
as
a
a person.
failure at life. He's a no jumper reject. He has nothing going for himself. And I'm
Right.
sorry, but I was never taught to stick to my own race. I don't know what he was taught, and that's his business, But to tell me basically go interview your own kind, go interview your own people, I am.
Right.
I
And
don't
that's
look at color. These are my own people. We're all human. So what the fuck is the difference between me and the next person? We're all the
right.
same.
It's like going to Puerto Rico, right? Puerto Rico is so many different people. You're raised around all different walks of life, like if different cultures and stuff, right? And you have the Puerto Rican heritage, okay? But you're gonna see different colors of people, right? That's how where you grew up at. So you don't see no color lines. You know what I'm saying? It's so many different multiracial things going on out there you grew up at, right? So, like, if a person would take the time to look and see before they speak, like, hold on, let me get back at you, because everybody wants to always sound like they know what they talking about, or just talk before and put their foot in their mouth without realize what they're saying. Like, dude, this is not fucking 19 fucking 30. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's mixed and blended together. You got fucking Mexicans that say nigga all the time. Times have changed. You can't have that old ass fucking mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she's interviewing dudes from jail. Okay, so she's trying to help people have a voice. They're in an unfortunate situation that they can't speak for themselves and they're constantly getting attacked because of choices they made. One's for the better and one's for the worse, whichever. That's what we're trying to narrow it down to see who's right and who's
But
wrong.
that's on
You know what
them.
I'm
If
saying?
people want to come on my channel and clear their name, they're allowed to do
Right,
that. If they want to
right,
choose to come on my channel and talk shit about the next person, they chose to do that. I don't force people to do anything. You can talk about whatever you
right,
want.
right, for sure. Because
And
you're not in control of what the next person gonna say. You know what I'm saying?
to
You
say I
just
should
ask the
interview people
question.
in Russia, well, first of all,
That's
American prison compared to Russian prison is literally a hotel. They don't
right,
even know what it's like in Russia. There's no prisons. It's more like a labor camp. Like you
right,
can't sleep all day. You have to work like 18 hours out of the day. And if you don't, they will beat you. There's no such thing as cell phones in Russia. You're lucky if you make it out of there alive.
right,
So that's to answer his question why I don't interview people in Russian prisons, because there's no way their families don't even know if they're alive half the time. Because in Russia
right,
they take everything seriously. Like prison is no joke over there. That's why when I'm out there,
eh,
I'm on my best fucking behavior. It's not like it is here where you could just do whatever you
right,
want and then you get a few months. In Russia, you'll get
right.
jail time for a here, which for weed they don't even take you in. In Russia, you'll get 10 years automatically. They're not playing that shit.
Yeah, look what happened with Brittany Griner. If you don't understand why
Yeah, and
she's
people
not
should take
doing
that seriously. What I don't care what country you're going to,
right,
bro. In other countries, they're not playing games. We have so much freedom in America. We forget how it is in other places. You can't just do whatever the fuck you want, like we can
right,
here. So be
right, for
careful.
sure.
Don't. It's not worth it to pack some weed with you and some drugs. It's not fucking worth spending the rest of your life in prison. Look at that bitch that went to Dubai, and now she's gonna
Right,
spend the whole her whole life in a Dubai prison, getting like molested every day.
right. Yeah, that's crazy. Cause Dubai, you can't. What is it? You can't drink or smoke.
I don't think you could do either. I'm not sure.
Right.
I know you can't even hold, or I don't even think you can hold your man's hand in public. You're not allowed to kiss, or you'll go to
Damn, for
prison.
real?
Yeah, you'll go to
Yeah.
prison. There's
See.
some countries that if you're as a woman, if you get raped, they're putting you in prison.
Damn. Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
we just
That
forget how much
answers.
freedom we have.
Yeah, no, that just answers that big dummy ass question, right? That fool said why you don't do that, because first off they don't even got cell phones in prison in Russia, you idiot. That's number one. Number two, that shit was so fucking racist. Like that, we gotta be better as people. You know what I'm saying? When we addressing shit, you know what I mean? Like that was just the biggest. Like, man, you should just shut up and say, hey,
I don't
I
even
don't even
think
know her.
racist because I don't, it's like I'm not gonna sit here and be like he's being racist. It's more like he's very uneducated. And if you're
Right,
gonna talk shit about me, at least make a point. Like make everybody see
right,
like what you don't like me. Why? Because you could never get near me.
right,
What other
for
reason is
sure.
there? Like,
Right,
bro,
that's it. Sound like some hater shit.
sometimes it's
One
okay
because
not to be humble when it comes to losers like him.
right, right, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, right now it's like this 50-50 shit is a real crisis. A lot of people lives are on the line, you know what I'm saying? And you took interest in it because you're hearing so many stories. You hearing first you heard from the people that are in opposition of it, then you're like, hold on. It's not fair to not hear the other side too. So if you can't understand that, you don't understand what journalism is, you need to hop out of podcasting, Keem, whatever your fucking name is, because that's what you're stepping in to be, a journalist. You know what I'm saying? You're getting stories to report. You're finding things. There's no what you call it, discrimination on where you go. It's all about your personal preference, what you choose to do. That's if you're under a boss that's directing you in a certain area to, hey, go interview this, go do this, go do that, right? But all in all, it's not even that when you're doing it on your own. You know what I'm saying? It's like doing what she's doing right now. Basically, is doing something she has a passion for, and that's getting the truth out there and trying to help people that really need help. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of situations that she feels strongly about. You know what I'm saying? That that she may sympathize with. There may be situations that she's strongly against. That she's like, okay, well, let's get these two sides together to be able to, you know, talk and see what the fuck is going on. If they can't get on at the same time, you put your story out and you react to it, and the next person, and so on and so forth. Just like what I did right now when I got on here and I just listening, and I listened to a few stories, and I just want our brothers as people, we're getting on this internet because this is a change and this is a process, that we're putting out the right message, we're not misleading, that we're doing the right. So it'll be sorry, gonna be a rocky transition. There's no way around that. But just to do be in the right, you know what I'm saying? That's really where I'm at, be in the right. Because if you choose to uh try to take shortcuts and play football with basketball rules, it's gonna be real hard. And then you give the other side uh a reason to justify why they doing what they doing, and why, like, you see this motherfucking over there doing the wrong thing, man. That nigga 5 years down the line, he fucking up still. Oh, he went to another prison. See, that shit was just all a joke. He should have stayed over here. He couldn't hang over here. They start coming up with all these things instead of just doing the right thing and being an example and getting the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? And that's my message to everybody today and everybody I address. It's been over a period of time. I've been watching everybody's interviews, and I just say, hey, it's good. We all in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Just don't go about it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Just don't go about it the wrong way. And pretty much that's all I have to say for today. Thank you, damn homie, for giving me the opportunity to be able to, kind of clarify some things and react to certain things that I heard. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's that.
Appreciate you so much for being here. Till next time. Thank you so much again.
All right, for sure.